skies, and on every occasion that you do or don't smile. Every time you dance for joy or lust.
Welcome to Sensible Secondhand Reviews, the series where we look at practical and sensible cars that you can buy for a budget of between £1,000 and £5,000. This is a 2015 Smart Forfour Prime Premium. But is it any good? Should you care? Let's find out, shall we? So the W453 type of Smart Forfour was launched in 2015 and continued with the petrol engine at least until 2019. This car is based on the third generation Renault Twingo, a car that also isn't sold in this country anymore, and it also had a electric counterpart. I think it was called the Smart EQ44 or some combination of those words. That lasted until 2022, but it was a sort of what they call on car and driving a minority interest option. This more conventional model with a petrol engine had a couple of counterparts as well. There was a 1 litre 4-cylinder engine available with 71 horsepower. This 0.9 litre turbocharged engine with 89 horsepower, and then at the top of the range there was a Brabus edition of this car, rather like the Brabus Forfour that I drove, the C453 model, back in January on the channel, and that had 108 horsepower from the same 0.9 litre turbocharged 3-cylinder. So let's go for a little spin around the Gallywood area of Chelmsford where we are. This engine does 0 to 60, I think it's about 11 seconds in this one. The 1 litre is even slower, and actually the automatic versions of these cars are considerably slower than the manual ones. This was the first generation, I think, Smart Forfour or Forfour. The Forfour is very closely related to this generation, it's just a bit shorter, but you could get a manual gearbox on. Same unit as in a Twingo, and it's fine. The engine's actually in the back of this car and it's rear wheel drive, which is why it makes a noise which is a bit unusual because it's coming from a different place. You expect your ears to actually hear something that's a bit different. It's unfortunate that actually the traffic on this road is quite heavy. It's a 60-mile-an-hour road, and yet I can't really get up anywhere near to 60 miles an hour. Maybe we'll have to come back and try going a little bit faster. So it does remind me a lot of the third generation Twingo, which is no surprise because that's the car that it's actually based on. See, straight away we've got these things at the back here, which I think are supposed to help cool the engine, because it's actually under here. So that plate doesn't fall out, viewers. If it falls out, then it's just the way that it goes. Yep, what a surprise. Okay, see if we can actually get this little cover open and take a look underneath. There we go, and there it is, it's under there. And you need some screws to sort of take that off, so we're not going to do that right now. We'll replace that dealer plate because we need that. So the boot's not massive really, it's okay, it's maybe similar size to something like a C1 or an iGo or a 108, something like that. The Up and the Citigo and the Me are considerably bigger than that, at about 251 litres. Very grateful because we've got the Prime model, we've got parking sensors. I think actually because this has a premium pack on it, you get those as standard, and then a Premium Plus you also get a reversing camera and some other bits. One thing you don't get in this car is windows that wind down in the back. You don't get those at all, like the C1 and the iGo and the 108 and the Up and the Me and the Citigo. The rear windows pop out. I just think that the seat bases, there's not really kind of much there. They're very thin, and you can see you can put stuff underneath there if you need to. Just move my bag out of the way. Also, I'm quite grateful of this car. We've got the sort of panoramic roof option. I think it's called the night sky option, this, from memory, or I might be wrong. Night sky or not, there's not a lot of headroom in here. There's really not a lot. I think it's probably to do with the rear sunroof, but it's a bit cramped in here, viewers. You see, I can actually get in. Oh, that's not good. So this seat, my driving position, there's actually no legroom at all. We've got this enormous, massive kind of tray thing in the middle, which you could store all sorts of bits, you know, cup holders and I don't know, max 1 kilogram apparently. So multiple cup holders and ones that you can take out and in at whim, and one there, and we've got USB port and aux in port, and I think that's for the sat nav card there as well. It's right back there for some reason. We've actually got some door bins at the back as well. An interesting sort of design for the rear door cards. They're still sort of hard plastic, which is what you expect for a car like this, but you know, nevertheless, it's an interesting design. It's probably easy to show on this side. I think we've got either real leather or Artico leather in here as well. But they are quite small, these rear windows. So on the one hand, yes, having this you know, second sunroof in here, that's quite good. I'm not even sure if that opens. I don't think it does. I think it's just there for light, so you get a bit more light, which it would be a bit dark if it wasn't here. But on the other hand, we haven't got a lot of headroom, so it's not going to be a comfortable drive for someone who's sort of average size. Yeah, let's go in the front viewers. Yeah, let's do that. It probably is a little bit better in there. Oof, that wasn't fun, viewers. I've also noticed that this key is actually from something like a Mark III Clio. It seems very similar to one of those. Again, no surprise. So we've got some real luxury in here. Look at this sort of stitching. We've got heated seats and cruise control and all kinds of stuff. Again, stalks straight out of I don't know, something like a Clio, something like that. We haven't got the little thing down here though for the volume and stuff like that. We're actually on the steering wheel, which is really good. Excellent. Actually changed their design from the original one that was in the Renault 982 with a, you know, stalk down there for the stereo. So key is normal. It's not one of those ones that goes in sort of down the bottom of the centre console like a lot of Renaults of this age. And we've got a nice kind of panel of heating and ventilation. I mean, look at this little slider thing here. Someone's really thought about how to make that look really good, which it does actually. Again, screen borrowed from something like a Renault Capture of this era, which again I've driven in exactly the same place back in, I think it was January or March, can't remember now. The glove box, we're not getting any gloves in there, or I suppose the small ones, but my secret mission documents are not going in there, absolutely not. There's no room for those. We've got some door bins, but they're really, really small. It looks like most things will actually fall out of there. So not the best storage. It's probably why you've got that enormous thing back there, because you're going to need it. Normal handbrake, brilliant. 2 cup holders here, little thing for putting a biro in, which is white, which looks rather nice. The rev count is actually up here, and so is the clock. So it's a bit like a Peugeot 107. Again, a car that I filmed in the same place. All these cars that I get from Lanny Prestige, you know, it's a real blessing. Got no automatic lights or wipers though. Maybe that's the Premium Plus pack or something. But yeah, cruise control looks intelligent enough. Nice leather steering wheel. We'll take a look at the infotainment system. I might have to start the car for that though. So take a look at the instrument cluster first. Nice colour one. We can scroll through here. There we go. There is my average fuel consumption, which is terrible. From reset, there's only 38 miles per gallon. I expected a bit more in a car like this, to be honest. Eco score, very, very Renault. And there's the miles per gallon chart, which actually at one point looks like it was doing quite well. Coolant temperature, you have to actually flip to get that, which is annoying, but never mind. Where is the other fuel gauge at the bottom, of course? That's silly of me to say that, isn't it? Settings, okay, well that's nice enough. So can we get this on? There we go, so we are muted, that's fine. It's not really a lot to you. There's home button on here, volume control is this thing, which is fine. And then these up and down buttons. Go to the menu, what other stuff is in here? Oh yeah, we've got navigation. I think this might be a TomTom system actually, but we'll see. Looks similar to it. We go back, yeah, it is a TomTom system. Vehicle, looks a bit like a Forfour actually, that more than anything else. Phone system, multimedia, of course, you can, the little thing down there, you can plug in a memory card, and this has got Bluetooth and stuff like that. So not particularly exciting, but more exciting is going to be me getting the cover for the front boot, or for fruit, or frunk, whatever you want to call it, because I've done that before on a 4.2, and it was not much fun. Wish me luck, viewers. So I remember how to do it. It is a right faff. Fortunately, this isn't metal. It's sort of fiberglass or plastic or something. You've got to undo these catches at the front, and it is on the two pieces of string, so it won't drop off. That's fine. But things like the coolant reservoir, that's for the brake fluid, and the washer fluid are actually in here in the battery. So you are going to have to become familiar with this. There is no kind of storage in here at all. It's just literally for maintenance and things like that. So yeah, you are going to have to familiarise yourself how to do it. I don't think this has been off in a while, viewers. I'll have to clear some leaves out and then I will reattach it. My goodness me, that is fiddly. You would not want to do that in the dark, in the rain, if you broke down or something like that. That is, it's pretty awful. But we've done it anyway, which is fine. I suppose you'd better go out for another drive, viewers, and see if we've actually managed to overtake that cyclist. So viewers, we managed to pass the cyclist. That wasn't a problem in this car. It doesn't feel very heavy at all. Let's try handling around the next roundabout. What we do. The engine, which I think is the same one as in the contemporary Clio and Capture, it sings away nicely. So let's go round and roundabout. Let's see what the balance of the car is like. It all feels very neutral. I was half expecting it to be like a Renault Dauphine or something like that, and sort of try to get the thing sideways, but no, it feels fine. Steering, actually, it's very light. It's probably over light for someone like me. I just feel there's just too much assistance in the steering, but that's not a problem. It was quicker than the official figures suggest this. On the order of driving position, I've put it all the way down, but I still feel very high in this car. And these were more expensive than something like a Volkswagen Up back in the day, but actually, weirdly, the Up is more expensive now. There is a car with more miles and the same sort of era as this Forfour at sale at Langley Prestige in Chelmsford, where I've currently been invited to come today. A Volkswagen Rock-Up from the same era, also a 2015, which was towards the higher end of the model range that this is too, and that's for sale for something like £500,000 more, whereas these were more expensive back in the day. I don't know why they've lost value. Who knows? But it feels good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this car. The Brabus one that I drove the 4.2 earlier this year in the same place, I wasn't so keen on that, probably because it was an automatic, I think, that one. This one with a manual, it feels just about right, really, to me. And it's a shame they don't make them anymore. It's just an interesting piece of engineering. Let's now look at some W453 Smart Forfour trim levels. So the basic ones were Pure, Passion and Prime. This is a Prime, but you also got other ones like the Black Edition, the Brabus Sport. For some reason, the Brabus Sport has less power than the standard Brabus model. The Disturbing London Edition, probably not the best one to go for if you are a bit nervous. The Edition 1, the Proxy, the White Edition and the Urban Shadow Edition. So if you went for the option packs, this car is a Prime with the premium pack on it. It's got parking sensors, not the Plus, because that would have got reversing camera and automatic lights and wipers. But I have a feeling it might be the Night Sky model because of the panoramic roof, but I'm not sure. You also got a Premium Plus Night Sky. The automatic version was called the Twinamique. It sounds very French. And these were built in Slovenia alongside the Renault Twingo. Same place as the Renault 5 Campus was in the 1990s. Anyway, viewers, should you consider a W453 Smart Forfour as a sensible buy for between £1,000 and £5,000? Well, you won't get too much for your money. This is actually the very early one, you know, you could probably get one of these kind of Pures or something like that with the 1 litre 4-cylinder for, you know, under 5,000 these days. This one's worth a little bit more than that, but I don't see why not. I prefer personally something like a Volkswagen Up to this. The rear space isn't particularly good, you know, although the interior is interesting, I'm not sure all of it's the best quality. Some of it definitely is, but certainly these have depreciated a lot worse than an Up, and I think that's probably a reason for that. Although, yeah, it's nice enough to drive and it is interesting with the rear engine layout, but that's going to be a bit tricky for maintenance, especially if I've demonstrated with the front boot thing, or I don't know what you call it. That is a bit of a pain. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment below. Thank you again to Simon and Dale at Landy Prestige in Chelmsford for the invitation to come down and film this today, and we shall see you again very soon for more reasonably priced motoring.